Oh. Yeah, a little better. That rock and roll music, man. Hell yes. Alright, let's see if we can cut this off here. So it's just me talking at you. Live here on the Ski Rex Media live stream and virtual opera party for Saturday, June 20th. How we doing? How do I sound? Let's find out. Rob is already checked in. That's good. Let's see. You can probably hear this if I turn it up. Alright, good. You can hear me. Sorry about that. I want to just check to make sure everybody can hear me because I have a fan going next to me because of how hot it got last couple times I was sitting here. Little technology tip for you from Tim from Ski Rex Media. If you're ever trying this with other lighting other than your regular overhead light up there, one of the biggest reasons why a light like I'm using doesn't work is because it's not plugged in. So there you go. Always check the plug first before you freak out, which I actually did this time. I sound good. You all can hear me too. That's beautiful. No background noise from this here fan here, so I can stay nice and cool because it's hot as balls up here in the New England. It's hot. Alyssa, Rob, hello. How are you? It seems is it just the three of us? Is it just the three of us chatting tonight? Nah, there's more people in here. Check in if you haven't. I am Tim from Ski Rex Media. Check in on the chat if you'd like to. You don't have to, but it is there for your chatting pleasure. Also, don't forget to hit that like button now or later. So everybody who maybe checks out the replay says, oh, people like it, so they can do it. And if you aren't subscribed, please do that as well. That way you always know when something comes up, because I don't just use the YouTube channel for the live stream. No, I also use it for this weekly Ski Rex Media podcast. So there you go. Chat says 6. Ryan, hello. How are you, sir? From the Midwest contingent. I don't know why. Contingent. I just like the word, So there you go. So we'll wait for a couple. Boom! Trav is here. What's up, bro? I just hit it now and get it over with. Good, man. I like that. I like to get it over with, man. Yeah, hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't. That way you always know when it's coming, even though I post it on social media every time. I try to do it a day or so before and then an hour before, and here we are. What to talk about first while we're waiting for people to show up? It is 8:04, so we can just BS for a few minutes. Who retweeted again? The virtual opera party just got retweeted again there on the old Twitter. Thank you to those who did this, man. I swear, this episode of the live stream, the initial post about it coming out with the new thumbnail and the new link and everything like that got retweeted more than it has in the past. I know 4 or 5 times isn't a lot to some people, but it's more than it's more than it has been. So that's good, man. That means it's getting the word out and people are coming and checking it out. Remember, tell your friends if you come check it out, man. You might like it. You might not. You don't even have to be a skiing or snowboarding or winter sports fan or live in Vermont or anywhere else where there's mountains. You can live at the beach if you want. Check this out and still maybe get something from it. Maybe we could talk about the beach sometime. I don't know. Ooh, that almost got ugly on camera, man. You figure by now I know how to drink water. How we doing tonight, everybody? Saturday, warm Saturday, first day of summer. Did everybody enjoy it? Did those who can get out, did get out? Did you go out? Alyssa was at some kind of Audi car meet. I don't know. I like Audis. I had one once. It met a horrible death in a head-on collision in which I walked away from it. Thankfully, the seatbelts worked wonderfully. Hit the like when you join. If it sucks, take it back later. Dude, have you ever taken back a like on one of these? Kind of makes me sad. Wisconsin skier. Brand new subscriber to the Ski Rex Media channel. Having a rainy day out there, but just subscribed a little while ago. I saw that. So thank you for joining and thank you for subscribing, my friend. I'm sure you all know him from some of the Twitter chats, so there you go on that. Yeah, it was a rainy day in some places. It was actually rainy in New England, just not here. Just not here, man. Like out in New Hampshire and going into Maine, I think is when it got really kind of ugly. Really kind of ugly with the thunderstorms and the all that other stuff. Poor attempt at humor. No, it wasn't a poor attempt at humor. I just got self-conscious, dude. Look, for someone who was very overconfident at times, very arrogant person now, I ain't got no confidence left. So I knew it was your attempt at humor, and it was, made me chuckle. But at the same time, I had to think, does someone not like me? The hell is wrong with me? We're not going to use this as a therapy session, though. We don't need to get into that. That's just stupid. Today was my first day out encountering humans. Yeah, they're still out there, man. They're still alive and running wild, man. Running wilder in some places than they are in others, but that was a lot of Audis you had out there, man. That was a lot of Audi cars, and like I said, I miss mine, man. I really do. I like that car. It was an old one. It was an 87 Audi 4000 CS Quattro. The all-wheel drive, 5-speed manual, 5-cylinder engine. Had plenty of pickup, but tons of gas mileage, too. Like, I drove that thing from Central to New Jersey to about 40 minutes south of the Canadian border and still had a quarter of a tank of gas left. That was pretty good. Was this? Rob went out hiking after dinner. No sun, no bugs, no bees. Perfect. Yeah, bees get to me when they're swarming. If there's one or two, I don't mind. The bugs are kind of a pain in the ass. Mountain biking today, finally. Ryan's out on the bike. Very good. Keeping shape. I'm starting to really see pounds dropping myself. I want to get out on my bike. Not to do any mountain biking, though. I was never good at mountain biking. I thought I could have been good at downhilling. Then by the time I stopped doing it, I was like, yeah, I'm no good at this. I'm just not. And then the stuff kids do nowadays, my God, man, mountain biking today is so much different than it was when I was doing it. And I didn't do it, practice makes perfect. Maybe I didn't do it enough, but I thought I was decent, and then I decided I wasn't decent and moved on. Let's see here. Got a boat into the lake. Minimal outside activities. There are tons of mosquitoes. If you like boats, I'm not a fan of boats anymore myself. Me and boats don't mix. Not a good time for me there. Don't like them. Got seasick on the way to the damn Statue of Liberty, and that's what, a 7-minute ferry ride? Not a good thing. So I'm definitely not interested in that. Well, it's 7 minutes to Ellis Island, 7 minutes to the statue, and then 15 minutes back from the Jersey side near the Liberty Science Center for anybody who's locals. I'm not good at mountain biking. I just do it. Middle of the pack on Strava on my best days. Middle of the pack is good. Middle of the pack should be average. I think I'm below average. If you were to take my climbs, my distances, I was a better road cyclist than a mountain biker, and I still prefer to do it to this day. And I'm a very courteous road cyclist at that. When I'm riding my bike on the road, I'm very nice to the cars that are around me. I don't get in their way. I yield when I'm supposed to yield. I don't just go blowing red lights when I shouldn't. I'm very, very good about my road skills. My wife gets seasick standing on floating docks. I know people like that. I'm not like that. I'm not that bad. But when I got seasick on the way to the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island, that was it for me. Because that's just the dumb Hudson River. Yeah, it's starting to open out into the sound, yeah, but still, it's just the dumb river. So I don't even bother anymore with boats. I'm good. I would like to get back in a kayak again. That'd be fun. But actual boating, not good with that. Got some easy road miles in yesterday. 20 miles. Ooh, 20's good. Hey man, 20's good. I don't know if I could ride 20 miles. It's the people who ride a lot further. Like there was a time when I could ride all day, every day, and just go for miles and miles and miles. Like I don't know if I can do that anymore, but I want to try. I'm actually working on my bike now. My bike needs a bit of tender loving care, a bit of TLC. Let me tell you, I got a shifter that's stuck on it now. I have to pull the chain. I got to pull the cables. I got to do all kinds of stuff to it. Do you race? I never raced. No, I never even went amateur. I don't even do charity races. I just don't feel that I'm good enough, so but not in like a bad way. Like that's not my dumb self-deprecating humor or lack of confidence. It's I was a decent road cyclist, but not competition level amateur or professional or amateur. I just ride for the fun of it. Let's see, Ryan. Yes, his surgery 2.5 weeks ago. You know what? That's pretty good. 2.5 weeks. I like that for recovery time. Just starting to ride again. I have never raced on a bike, just recreational mountain bike riding, which is exactly recreational is fine. You should have seen it, man. The day I went up to Killington last Sunday, and man, there was so many mountain. Like everybody came to Killington last Sunday, or probably over the entire weekend, to be honest. But I happened to be there on Sunday, because I was going somewhere else that was near there. So I just stopped in to see, just to take a look around, see what was going on, see what was happening. And what is this? Oh, look at this. We're gonna check this one out live on camera, kids. What is this? Boom Clash will be posting the largest. Oh, someone. So check it out, man. On Instagram, if you go to Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, check this one out. If you don't, kind of jump over and check this out. I put the 1 hour to go until this show with the thumbnail, as I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. And somebody just threw a shameless plug on there, man. So good for them. Hashtag shameless plug. They didn't hashtag it. They might not even know the shameless plug bit, but that's what they did. So there you go on that. Where are we here in the chat? What was D-Race? Ryan lasted an hour on a mountain bike in Arizona, Rob. That's ballsy. Actually, though, but it's not even the hottest time of year yet there for summer. So you still got, so you did good. It's still balls hot out there, though, in the desert. It's the sun that gets you, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's different for it probably is different for everyone. I'm not necessarily a fan of heat, but riding a bike in the desert, I find that even I don't know. It's just being out in the sun, and I know the sun and the heat go hand in hand, so it's kind of hard to explain what I'm trying to say. But I really think the heat I could deal with. It was just the sun beating down that I couldn't. I like the desert though, man. That bike ride in the desert, that's a good time. Hiking in the desert, also a good time. Doing a little bit of scramble climbing, not like real climbing, but like, getting up rocks. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Too bad. Racing is fun. Road season in Wisconsin is dead this summer. Cyclocross season is going to die too. Well, that's a shame. Felt like I got monster kicked in the nuts on every pothole on the way home from the hospital. It's not hurting on a bike finally, which is a major release. So that's cool. It's good, man, that you're recovering. I know we all knew about, what you shared about your surgery there, Ryan. So that's good that you're better, or feeling better anyway. The recovery always stinks for when you have to deal with something like that. And so it's good to hear that you're feeling better and that you're able to, get her done, so to speak. Let's see. The sun is definitely a separate thing from the heat. There you go. So, all right, maybe I did get what I mean across. It wasn't easy. I'll tell you that. It was not easy to get that point across because even it sounded stupid as I was saying it. But that's all right, man. So, what we got here? It's 8:15. 8 concurrent viewers. A bunch of people checked in on the chat. So, I think, why not try and get on the topic a little quicker than normal? What do you say? I mean, let's be honest. When do I ever stay on the topic? We know I don't necessarily stay on topic, but I'm going to try. Let's see here. New Jersey malls open next week. Big Snow AD. Still have not heard about Big Snow opening. Have not heard about New Jersey. I stopped following New Jersey's opening and closings, believe it or not. And I haven't talked to any of my friends down there for a while either, which is kind of weird. Haven't heard from Big Snow though, man. The last, they're operated by, what the hell is that? Who operates that? Yes, the mall owns it, but the operator is the same place that operates in Mountain Creek. They do some of the stuff at Killington. What the hell is the name of that company, man? I can't remember. But the last piece of news I saw from that operator was that they have a new partnership with SnowGo, the ski bikes. the really good ski bike, I guess. People love them. The reviews are great. They're selling like hotcakes. People are renting them all over the place. You can rent them at Big Snow, actually, I think. I could be wrong about that, but they just partnered together. So that's the last bit of news I've heard out of that operator whose name I just can't remember right now, which is really kind of ridiculous. That's the last bit of news I heard. So I don't know when Big Snow's open, but they've been working in there though. Like they've been in there, like they've been putting up pictures on their social media feeds. Big Snow has been putting up stuff. Like they've been working inside. Like they've been keeping the snow. I mean, I don't know how often they actually have to blow snow in a big freezer, but they've been keeping the groomer running. There's been people in there, so they must be getting ready for something. I wish they would just announce the date already. So we can all know if we can go down there. And again, there's still states that would very much like out-of-state visitors to do a 2-week quarantine of themselves when they get down there. But I don't think anybody's doing it. I came to that realization when I was at Killington and saw all the mountain bikers from upstate New York. Upstate New York is just spitting distance from there. And as you know, and I'm thinking that everybody who was there from like upstate New York mountain biking at Killington had gotten there that morning. Not a single mask anywhere either. I was kind of surprised about. I kind of figured I'd see more masks. And to take it even a little step further, I didn't see muddy full face helmets either. That was a surprise. That was actually more of a surprise than like COVID-19 masks. But there wasn't a lot of full face helmets. I think I would wear a full face helmet. I've never been a big helmet wearing person over the years, but every time I was on a mountain bike, I wore a helmet, and I would have preferred to have a closed faced helmet than an open faced. Big Snow, not the outfit in Michigan. Nope. Indoor slope in New Jersey. The only one in North America. I think it's actually the only one in our whole hemisphere, to be honest. Well, no, obviously the ones in Europe are in our hemisphere, but not the north-south, but east-west. That could be wrong, but it's the only one in North America until they build the one in Virginia and Miami. The one in Miami will be owned by the same company that owns Big Snow. Who's going to operate it, I don't know. And they don't know. In fact, who knows if they're even going to build that big mall in Miami now with all the COVID and people losing money. The ski industry might be losing $2 billion. $2 billion because of COVID-19, maybe even up to $5 billion. Isn't that something? It's a big loss of money, man. It's a big loss of money. But I think they'll bounce back. This season, we don't know what's going to happen this season. And that's part of I know I said I was going to get on topic. And here I go. I'm finally getting on topic. Winter daydreaming. Who's daydreaming of winter out there, man? Are you daydreaming because you want to get back on skis? Or are you daydreaming because it's hot as balls and you don't want to deal with it anymore already? You know what I'm saying? I'm already done with dealing with the heat, which is kind of stupid. Because I haven't really been that bothered by it. Like, I've been okay with it, but no, I came up with the idea of talking about winter daydreaming. Number one, I've talked about winter daydreaming, like on social media and whatnot. Oh, so me, I was melting. Yeah, man, everybody's ready for winter. I've always said this. I would rather freeze than melt. Absolutely. Like if I'm going to go out, I'm going out wintertime style than summertime style. And I was a person who had a lot of trouble with heat when I was little, man. I couldn't take the heat. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. I can now. Well, shit, I did a year and a half in the damn desert. I better be able to take the heat. Shit. But no, I actually came up with the idea of talking about winter daydreaming because I made a joke. No way, I love my Four Seasons. I like Four Seasons, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, and you know this. I love Four Seasons. But, man, if I have a preference, I'd rather deal with the other three. I don't mind spring. I definitely love fall, but who doesn't? It's actually fall in New England. I love that. With the trees and everything and the pumpkins on people's porches. Not even just Halloween, but fall, like autumn, like a real, Vermont, stereotypical Vermont autumn. Like that's pretty good. And then I love winter, of course. And then, I love spring and I like summer too. Like, don't get me wrong. I've had more than a lot of good times during the summer. I really have, even if it's hot. Like I deal with it, it's fine. Have spent more than my fair share of days at the beach. I lived what a half hour, more than a half hour with traffic from the Jersey Shore. I didn't live that far inland though. Like I could get to the shore very easily on a whim if I wanted to. Like I just say, hey, I think I want to go to the shore, and not that I would do it much. Well, you know what? Shore life is just like mountain town life. You just don't go on the weekends. Just go during the week. What is this? Can't wait for fall and the snow guns. You can always put clothes on. You can't get more naked. I challenge that, but that's for another day. Also love the cold and snow as long as I don't have to shovel or blow it. I do know people who have that same thought. They love winter but don't want to deal with it. 2 seasons, ski season and the next ski season. So there you go. More naked. I'm wearing workout gear. I'd be hiking in boxer briefs if you could. You know what? Check your local and state guidelines. You might be able to go out like that. Technically in Vermont, you can walk down the street naked if you want to. Technically. I think they can pick you up for it. But I don't think you'll get anything more than a ticket if that's even true now. Again, this is a long time ago. I don't know this for sure anymore. So don't, always check your local city, state guidelines before you do any of the crazy shit. But yeah, man, for a while, public nudity was completely fine in Vermont. If it was hot as balls, man, you could do it. A lot of, there's a few nude swimming holes around, you can find them. I wouldn't hang out there personally. You never know what's in those swimming hole water, so you gotta be careful. Let's see here. I have a weird neighbor that likes to hand shovel my sidewalk if I don't rush out there and get it first. I have a giant snowblower, and I can see why people enjoy shoveling snow. It's a good workout, man. Good strength building workout, good cardio too. A lot of people wouldn't realize that, but if you can keep up your, keep up your pace, it's a good workout shoveling, man. Absolutely. Shoveling. I don't mind shoveling. I've hurt myself shoveling. I've hurt myself doing dumb shit while shoveling. Like, it shouldn't even happen. Like, I don't go to the doctor because it would be embarrassing to tell them, yeah, this is actually what I did. It wasn't a simple back strain. It was something stupid. I will always have podium dreams during the winter. I start ski dreaming, night dreams generally in the late summer or fall. There you go. So there's the night dreams. They do come and they do go. You can always go buy spandex shorts, about the same as boxer briefs. My head is in a snow globe, and Alyssa enjoys shoveling snow. So that's good. See, I'm with it. I like shoveling snow. I like going out. I'll even shovel by moonlight. That's fine with me. Let's see here. What was I going to address? Spandex is fine if you want to wear it. I don't. That's even too confining for me. Condo life, HOA, no shoveling. Yeah, you'd think that. Dude. The condo I lived in New Jersey. Talk about winter daydreaming, man. Talking about snow falling. Now, where I lived in New Jersey, it didn't snow a lot. But there were times where it hit hard when it did snow. And, man, they were the worst about it, too, man. Chickens in New Jersey. Like, literally. My ex was a teacher, and I remember one morning she gets the call, and I knew it was the call that says, don't come in, we're closing school. I knew this because she got a text message, a phone call, and a call on the landline all within 5 seconds. We still had a landline at that point. All that came in, so I knew it. And I was like, this is just fucking bullshit. And she's like, what do you mean? I stood up, went to the curtain, opened it. I'm like, dude, it's raining. It's fucking raining. They're chickening out again. Fucking people. I'm telling you, man. That shit used to make me so mad. I wasn't even a teacher, and I don't have any kids who were students, and it still made me mad. Isn't that something? Anyway, shoveling snow is good. HOA, they tried to clear snow at our condo. That's actually where I was going with this. They tried, man, but I would always end up out there because if I didn't do it, it was not getting done. Now, here's how they would do it. They would come to the neighborhood, through the neighborhood, I should say, and they'd hit bullhorn so everybody would come out and move their car. Number one, 90% of people aren't moving their car and then wonder why they're still, put in. Here was the bitch. The plow company would plow right down the middle of the road, and that's it. So if we had a 2-foot snowstorm, you now had 3.5 feet behind your car. Like, wow, thanks guys, appreciate it. You want me to move, you're going to have to wait. So it was just the worst experience. So I would just get out and do it anyway myself. I actually would shovel off every car on the side of, except for the neighbors I didn't like. I would shovel off every car in the neighborhood, man. I'd shovel them all off. That was winter daydreaming back then, man. Not about wanting to shovel necessarily. But, you know, in New Jersey, like I said, it didn't snow a lot. More often than not, I lived in New Jersey for 15 years, and I think we had 3 white Christmases, maybe. You know, there was one year it snowed a lot, but, man, most of the time it didn't. It just didn't. It was raining all winter. And people would tell me, you know, man, back when I was younger, we had so much more snow. And I'm like, did you really? Did you honestly have more snow? Because I don't buy it. Because I've been here for so many years, and it never happens. Tell you though, it was fun some nights getting to work and they're telling me, you know, call your whole team and tell them don't bother to come in, we're closing the store. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So winter daydreaming, waiting for the snow to fall. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, daydreaming, find myself getting caught up in daydreams. What's been going on in the chat over here? Winter cardio is done on the bike trainer in the basement. Kettlebells and interval weight training, also very good. Bike in the winter outdoors. Hate shoveling and mowing lawns. I don't like mowing lawns either, but that's just the dirt factor. Like, I don't mind getting the sweaty dirt, but getting the grass and shit on me, I don't like that. CX bike once in the winter, but once or twice only. Winter biking. Has anybody tried that fat biking with the big fat tires? Speaking of winter biking, that's like that's when those things are for. And it's kind of funny. I didn't realize that when those bikes first started hitting the scene. We had a few of the cheap store-bought versions. I worked for Target for many years, and we had we had a bunch of those come in. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this wheel so big? Like, what good is this? This is just adding extra weight and extra surface area that you have to pedal through, man. Like, I didn't get it. And then I see people around here using them in the wintertime on the trails, on like the rail to trails. No, but I'm friends with people in Canada that do. Yeah, I can see them doing it up there. They get longer winters than we do, being further north. It happens around here too. You know, I've been out, like, I've seen, like, we have, you know, a rail to trail up the road from here, and, you know, you see people all the time. Not always with studded tires either. I've seen a bunch without. I don't know. I would use the studs just in case there's a layer of ice underneath. Because, like, God, was it last year or the year before? We had a lot of, even though we had a ton of snow, it was 2 years ago, because last year we didn't have a lot of snow. But the year before, man, we had so much snow, and a lot of them were, a lot of it, there was a couple storms in between the snow that were all ice. So there was, like, ice rinks under 6 or 7 inches of snow, so you didn't know what you were getting. Let's see here. Not fat tired at all. Many of my Diablo buddies do, and there's a race series around here. Photograph it. Very cool. We'd love to see those photographs. Ride with plus tires in the winter. Not a full fat bike. Works fine on hard snow and frozen ground. Only time fat bike works better is in fresh snow. Yeah, that's kind of when I see it. Well, no, I've seen people use it a lot. Actually, I couldn't believe it. I would use it in fresh snow if I did it. What I wanted to try, I saw this on actually I think I did a story about it, a quick little post about it on skirexmedia.com. Go ahead and follow and subscribe to the written content if you'd like. A company, I think they're from around here actually, somewhere in Vermont. They have a conversion kit. Turn a bike, fat bike rear tire, ski on the front fork, and then it's an electric bike too. So they have the battery and everything for that. People ride fat bikes in the summer here too. Some people just like the super cushy, bouncy ride. I saw a couple at the boardwalk when they first came out, but I haven't really seen them outside of winter since then. Believe it or not, I've only seen them as a winter bike. Let's see here. Studded tires for winter riding, which I get. I don't put studs on my car. I should have. I've only got my car stuck in the snow one time. One time in Travis's driveway. That's the only time I've ever gotten it stuck. So I'm a little arrogant when it comes to putting studs on cars, but studs on a bike I would. I mean, I've done dumb shit like riding a regular. I had a bike when I was just a little single speed when I was younger, like when I was a tween. Actually, when I was in single digits to a tween, I had that bike for a long time. And I used to ride it on ice without special tires. That's just stupid. I don't know how the hell I don't know how, as a little kid, I was riding a bike and not hurt more often. Like, I didn't fall often. I could ride really fast. I couldn't do tricks. This is probably why I didn't get hurt more often, because I was all speed. I couldn't do tricks. Anyway, who cares about that? Who cares about that? Winter daydreaming. That's what we were talking about. The want for snow to come. The want for winter to come. The want for the heat to end. And I mean winter like north winter. I don't know what people in the South do for winter daydreaming. I don't know if they're down there like, God, because what do they get? They get shorter days and some cooler temperatures, but that's it. You know, there's none of the snow. I mean, I'm sure there's ski fans down there that are ready to come north and hit the season and whatnot. You know what I mean? I know they're out there, but it seems like us here in the north where it does snow, or up in the mountains where it does snow, I think our winter daydreams are a little different. Like, well, let's look at it from the southern hemisphere, man. When we're going into winter, they're going into spring and summer. So what are their winter daydreams? Usually after Halloween and after harvest. How's harvest going to be this year? We looking at another a good crop this year, man? Just for curiosity's sake. I haven't talked to you in a little bit, so I thought I'd ask. Halloween, after Halloween, that's a cutoff part that a lot of people use. People start, I'm winter daydreaming all the time, like I said, because me and the heat, we don't necessarily get along. And I'm really been daydreaming about this winter because it should be... excuse me. This should be my grand return to the stage. My grand return to the stage after a long time off. And we're going to get back out there and do some skiing and some riding, and it should be fun. I just hope that it's like a bicycle. I can still ride a bicycle. I rode my bicycle the other day. Can I, excuse me, can I still ski like I once did? I don't know if I still can do it like I once did, but I hope I can get down the hill without killing myself or killing someone else, which is actually more important to me. You know what I'm saying? That's my winter daydream. I do. I sit around, I'm thinking like, God, man, is it going to be like, am I going to be able to stand at the top and just be, Rochelle is here. Welcome back. I don't think she's been in on one, excuse me. God, it's dry. In many weeks, but she's back. Trying to up the amount of women in here, man. There's a lot more dudes than women in here, which is fine too. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me who's here. It does matter to me that you are here, but the actual, the numbers. It's okay if there's more women than men. It's okay if there's more men than women. As long as you're hearing and enjoying it, that's all I really worry about. That's all I want. Yes, I know Rob reminded you. I saw him do it in that one Twitter chat. But anyway, my winter daydream, like I said this year, can I do it? And I think about it, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm staring at the ceiling. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, is it going to be me plowing? Is that when I'm going to be, am I just going to be plowing my way down, doing my pizza, not my French fries, all the way down the hill on the first run or two? Or am I going to be able to stand at the top of that mountain, look down, and be like, you know what, fuck it, and just go. And just hit it, man. Ski straight and everything's a go. I don't know, man. I just don't know. And it's the not knowing that's creepy, man. Plow is in snow plow? Yes. Plow is in snow plow. You never know when you might need it, man. It's a technique. Slide slip instead of the wedge. Why? Why would you suggest that? Curiosity. Take your time answering. I know that there's a latency issue. By the time I ask something, before you hear it, I think I was timed it. I think I'm almost 40 seconds. I think I'm about 40 seconds behind tonight. So I say something in 40 seconds. You can do that. Let's see here. Because it puts you in the position to turn. It's not like I don't know how to turn. I do. But it's been a long time since I have turned. I might be back to beginner status. Like, I might have to spend a morning in the learning area with the magic carpet lift, which I like the magic carpet lift. I really do like the magic carpet lift. I really love those things. Where I have been beaten by the Poma on that one occasion, where I've been beaten, but the wedge stops you. The wedge only stops you if you use it to stop. You can completely keep going forward, wedged out, man. And you can turn just fine. It's fine. You can use the wedge. I've used it many times growing up, and then I'm good. But magic carpet lifts are banging. I think they are the greatest thing, and it's so stupid that I do, because it's slow. It's just different, but I like it. I like the magic carpet lifts. I like them better than T-bars and that Poma that kicked my ass, which isn't even there anymore. When I go up there this year, I'm going to go to where that Poma was. Say a couple words, pour out a little. Out of respect. I respect it. It beat me. An enemy beat me, man. That's respect. I respect that. But I love those magic carpet lifts. Especially there was one at Mount Snow. Remember that video I put up of me on the box and biffing off the end of the box on my ski boards? That magic carpet was covered. It had like it was all plastic. It was like a small greenhouse is what it was like, and it was completely covered, and it was kind of cool. I don't know. I like them. I don't know if you guys like them. I don't know if Alyssa's about the magic carpet ride because she likes those lifts, or if she's referencing Steppenwolf. I'm not sure. I like Steppenwolf, but that just saying. You know what I mean? Just saying. So I like those lifts anyway because I got into that. Now I forgot where I was going, but so yeah. Now green trail. Rob did say jump on a green trail first and you'll be fine. That's true. Even when I was skiing often, my first run of the day is always on a green trail. I just like that first opening warm up. Let's see here. Come on, Tim, you'll get back. My brother was a double black skier in Vermont and out west. Didn't ski for 25 years. Got back within a day. Blues at least, and then out west blues. True, a little different out there. Yeah, and that's all kidding aside, and all of my actual worry aside, that's about what I'm thinking will happen. Because you hear that story a lot, man. People are like, I got off it for years and years and years, stepped back into it, got back in, broke the rust off the old joints, worked it all out, and just kind of went with it, and it comes back. Let's see here. Better than the rope toe. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the rope toe. It's not that I can't do it. I do like, I understand the need for the rope toe. Like, believe me, if I had my own hill, like say out behind my house, I'd build a rope toe. Absolutely. Because it's cheap. It's easy to build. And I shouldn't say easy, but it's definitely doable. Like I have confidence that I could find an engine, put together the components and the rope to build a rope toe. I honestly don't think I could build a chairlift. Then again, you never know. I'm pretty crafty. Not that crafty. Anyway, it comes back and it's like a bike you never forget. Yes, and that's what I'm going for. And that's my winter daydream, is getting back out there and doing it. I am saying, man, this fucking COVID, you heard me say it, or at least some of you did. Let's see here. Grew up on a rope toe. Hell yeah, man. That's where a lot of people start. I didn't start on a rope toe. But they're all right. That would be sketchy as fuck. Which would be sketchy as fuck? The home-built rope toe, the steep rope toe, or the home-built chairlift? Steep rope toe, man. That I can see is hard, man, because that's all I mean, maybe if you work the upper body, get that, start doing them pull-ups and shit. That'll get you ready for the steep rope toe. I don't know if that's true. I'm just kind of making shit up as I go along when it comes to that kind of thing. I used to have good upper body strength, and I don't even know. But that is my winter daydream. That's where I was getting at, is that I can get out and be good. And that's why I was hoping, I was saying this before all the closures, is that I wanted to, during the summer, like now when it was getting hot, take the ride down to New Jersey, go inside a building that's kept at 28 degrees forever. And let's see, did you see Schifrin at Copper Mountain today? COVID, yes. I did see Michaela Schifrin at the Copper training camp. My homemade rope toe would not be sketchy, dude. I could do it. I have confidence that I could build that. It wouldn't be fancy by any means. I should be hideously ugly, but it would work. My homemade rope toe. We're building a rope toe. You have a small hill in your backyard, dude. We're building you a rope toe this winter. Let's see here. Schifrin. Yes, Schifrin at Copper. She looked good, man. She doesn't look like she lost all that much. But they didn't show a lot of her skiing either. I saw her video where she was on the chairlift talking about it, having to wear a mask, 2 people per lift chair, all that stuff. I did see her take a few turns quick, but she looked good, man. Like, it doesn't look like she lost much. Not that she would. My only fear for her is that there have been other places where people have been on skis already training, and she said that too. If she and the other Americans can't get in the training time, that might put them at a disadvantage during competition season, depending on how competition season goes. Like they're who knows? They don't even know yet how it's gonna go. The athletes don't know. The coaches don't know. I don't think the FIS knows. For international competition, as you know, some smaller local competitions. Burton canceled their competition. What else? There was something else. Few have been canceled already, and we haven't even gotten there yet. So who knows how this competition season is going to last? And that's what's going to suck for all of them. If competition season is canceled, just outright canceled, if they have to, space stuff out, like these kids are going to be rusty, man. They're going to be rusty, and then, it's going to make for an interesting Olympics in, a year and a half. It's going to be something. I wish Big Snow would open already, and that's where I was actually going before the Schifrin thing. Schifrin, I did see her training. That's awesome. Copper had people up there, but Big Snow, I wanted to be open because that's where I wanted to go do my training for the year, because it's inside and I don't know anybody there. I might know some people there. I would try and get friends of mine to go there, but likely I'm not going to know anybody. There's not, it's going to be, because it's a, you buy your ticket for session. It's session style. So you get a 2-hour ticket. They're only going to sell so many passes for 2 to 4 hour sessions, I think. I mean, it's indoors, so they must have some kind of limit on who they can let in. That's just fire code. God, I wonder what it would be like. What kind of fire drill you have to do in that place? Interesting. But I wanted it. I was ready to go train in there, and just go up and down all, for as much time as I can, man. You can buy a 4-hour. Yep, you can totally buy a 4-hour, 2 and 4 hour tickets. Plus they rent you everything. Like if you don't want to carry anything down there, they will rent you skis, jackets, pants, gloves. Like you can, I don't know about the gloves, but you can rent damn near everything you need for a day. Plus, like I said, I think they rent the ski bikes too, I think. I kind of do want to try those. What is this? 500 occupancy before COVID? Was it really? 500? Huh. The building doesn't look that big from the outside. Like it looks tall. It does look tall, but to me, going past it, I was like, yeah, it's a high building. And then not super high, obviously, because if you're driving north on the turnpike and you look over to your left, and which is west, and you see, the American Dream building, it looks like a giant mall. And then you got Big Snow, and like, yeah, it looks like a tall building. But then you look to your right, and there's New York City skyline. Like, no, that's a friggin' tall building, or a bunch of buildings over there. Still impresses me to this day. But it doesn't look big enough to hold 500 people. I mean, but then that's just, perception, I guess you could say. I mean, it is my perception of it, but obviously, if it's big enough to hold 500, it's big enough to hold 500. I didn't think you get that many people in it, but I do want to try it still, and that's what I was planning on doing. Maybe, jamming out once a month, just run down there. From here, I don't even really need to drive down. If I could stay overnight, which there's hotels next to American Dream Complex. There's like a ton of hotels right there. There's like 3 Hilton properties alone within 15 minutes of that place. But I could jump on the train here, take the train down, hoof it over to Port Authority bus station in New York, and then take the NJT over to the mall. Like, it's wonderful. It is wonderful. Talk about for accessibility, man. I don't know if anybody's realized this, but for as much as we all love winter sport, for as popular as it is, it's really not that popular. And one of those reasonings behind that is accessibility. And that's where these indoor facilities, as they start to open up, hopefully they'll become popular in the U.S. They're very popular in Asia and Europe, and hell, I'll take another week's vacation and stay in East Rutherford. You can stay in East Rutherford. That is East Rutherford, but. It's the Meadowlands, baby. Big Snow, American Dream. You can park in right by where the train station pops out, where the Giants play. That's where it is in the complex. There's the little train station you cross the street from the train station going one way, and you go right into the Giant. That's Giant Stadium, right? That's still called Giant Stadium, right? No. Yes. Shit. I don't remember. Isn't that stupid? I'm not a huge football fan, but I should remember that. All Jersey is down the shore probably. Most bookings is out of state. I half agree with that because it's new. I think it's going to be 50-50. And that's well, you know what? You're right. Most people are going to go down the shore, especially from the city. But people are going to start filtering into this place because it's different. Hopefully. I hope that place is so friggin' popular that it sells out every day. And in the summer, I would imagine it would. Because you're right, man. Most people are going to go down the shore. Most people are going to go down the beach. But I would love it if it got popular, because if it gets popular and that facility they want to build in Virginia gets popular and the one they build in Miami gets popular, then that means they'll build another one. Like I said, I've said it. Mark my words. If these things get popular, there's going to be one right across the street from the Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas, and that shit'll be friggin' awesome. Let me tell you, that I'll say it right now. That'll be the most awesome one in the country. But you'll start to see them pop up everywhere. But yeah, I think you're right. Most of the people who are going to go are going to be from out of state. It's going to be a lot of people from New York City too, just because. Those people come up here in the winter, might as well go down there in the summer across the river. Just across the river. You could take a train, a subway, a bus, cab, drive it if you want to. I might drive it from up here. Like I said, I could take a bus or a train down, but then that means I have to stay overnight. And believe me, going down for even a 4-hour session, I could drive from here down there, go for the 4-hour session and drive back. It's not even a worry. I might need an energy drink to do it. To be honest, because I remember the last time I drove up to Hunter from New Jersey, that was only 3.5 hours, and I skied all day, and I needed a pick me up to drive the 3.5 hours back. But I was wanting, part of my winter daydream was that the home of indoor winter in the United States, the first home of indoor winter in the United States, was going to be open, and I was going to work out in there all summer, and then, in part of the fall, and then when winter hit up here, I'd be ready to go, all strengthened up and everything. I did Hunter, and yeah, Hunter's in a good place for that. It's not close, but it's not far. Well, it's going to be further for you. where you live down there. Yeah, exactly. 4.5 hours. Yeah, where I lived in New Jersey, it was about 3.5. And from here, I think it's about 4-ish, where I live now. From where my buddy Trey Surf Dragon lives down where he lives in southern Vermont, that's only about 3 hours from him. So it's about 4.5 from me now. But I could do it because it's not a hard drive. Well, it's a tedious drive once you get off the highway. I don't know which way. Do you have to? You're coming from the other side, so you're not coming up the throughway, right? You're not coming that way. But it's, from where I lived in New Jersey, it was all highway until you get to the one exit on off the New York Thruway, 87, and then you gotta drive, 2-laner side highways, which is fine with me. I don't mind that. I do that all the time up here. I didn't do it down there. So I like Hunter though. I'm not going to lie. That's part of my winter daydreaming, actually, is planning these road trips that I might not even take. I just like to plan road trips. I like maps. I like figuring out directions. I like figuring out sightseeing stops and sightseeing tours. I like all that stuff. So I like doing it anyway. But it's like all right. So you know what I'm talking about. You take the New York Thruway over. So, yeah, you know where I mean then. You get off and then you're cruising down windy 2-laners, which is fine. It's a nice drive. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a very nice drive up into Hunter, up into the Catskills. I lived in the Catskills when I was a little kid for a year, too. I've gone the same way as you to Wyndham, as my boyfriend lives in Brick, New Jersey. Best friend, not boyfriend. Pardon that, Alyssa. I know you're married, and that's why I threw myself off there for a second. I'm an idiot. So there you go. And that's the exact same way I went, Alyssa, because I lived in Jackson, New Jersey, and I worked in Brick. Like, I know the town of Brick, New Jersey, so that's the same way, except, I didn't have to do the part from Virginia to New Jersey, obviously. I just had to go up from Ocean County up to the Catskills. I know me some Brick, New Jersey, man. That Target that's in Brick, New Jersey on Route 70, if you have to go through that part of Brick to get to your friend's house, I worked there for many, many years. Many, many years. That's where I learned retail and logistics. Very exciting time in my life. Some things were exciting. The job itself, the job was exciting from time to time. Anyway, so part of my winter daydreaming, like I said, is planning these road trips, these skiing road trips, where to go, and I'm looking at a map. And I kind of wanted to do one that hits all of the Vermont hills in one shot. Alyssa has a side piece, then I figured it out. Yeah, it threw you off too, right? BF is boyfriend, not best friend. Should have put BFF. Then we would have known what was happening. I don't know. I'm being stupid. Pardon me. Economics and logistics. Economics is fine. I like logistics. Believe me, I do. I learned a lot in there. I actually learned more on the dumb job than some of the kids coming in from schools. We get our interns and they'd be like, wait, what? And I'd be like, dude, you got to do it. If you're going to learn it, do it. You'll learn so much more. But that's just me. That doesn't happen for everybody. I think I just got lucky. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I do like logistics, though. And maybe that's part of why I like planning road trips. And I did want to plan one to do all of, but just hit everything in Vermont that I could. All the big resorts, all the small little road tow hills. And the funny thing about doing Vermont, it's kind of silly to plan, for me personally, to plan a road trip. It's not silly. I just don't need to do it because the right now I can drive, I mean, let's look at it. If I go to the closest one in Vermont, like the closest ski hill I live to is still Whaleback, but that's in New Hampshire on the other side of the river. No, it's Ski Queechee. It's one lifter. I think they got 2 lifts. Little thing. That's maybe 20 minutes. No, it's not even 20 minutes, actually. It's 15. What's that one over there? Oh, Suicide 6, half hour. Then you're talking hour and a half to anywhere in southern Vermont, like Magic, Mount Snow, Stratton, Bromley, all those hour and a half-ish. Then you go out to Killington Way. That's not even an hour. Stowe is an hour and a half, which means Spugler's Notch is an hour 35. Bolton Valley's right before all that. I don't really have to go even 2 hours. So, I don't have to do a whole tour of it. I can just drive down, ski for the day, and then drive home and sleep in my bed. You should all come out west someday, dude. One of these days I'm going to come out west. My problem with the west, as I always say, is I have to plan for it because the west is very much higher and I don't get high. My body doesn't like going high altitude-wise. You know what I love is when Killington starts turning on the snow guns in late October and dumps on the North Ridge and then buries Superstar. That's what was, if you hadn't guessed, those pictures I posted last weekend, that was still snow in June on Superstar. So there you go. And it's fun. There's nothing like hearing the snow guns doing their job. Just don't ski through them and expect powder. All right. I don't want to be a jerk. But if you have someone who, I don't know, isn't the most experienced and you want to dick with them a little bit, take them through where the snow guns are going. I don't freak them the fuck out. We'll leave it at that. I was going out west 3-4 times a winter. Last couple of winters were less. Need to get back, more trips. Yeah, I want to go out west. I would love to go out west. But like I said, just have to plan for altitude, which one can plan for. Let's see. This is why I need a house in Vermont. You should get a house in Vermont, Alyssa. I think it'd be good. I think Rob's trailer out there in whatever the hell the name of that town was, that's pretty good. I'm gonna swing through that neighborhood when I have the opportunity. We'll check that out. Let's see here. Mammoth is especially high altitude. Yes, it is. When I first moved to Las Vegas, the first winter I was there, I told my friends, my Jersey friends used to come up here and we would hook up with my Vermont friends and we'd have ski vacations up here. So for me, it wasn't just a ski vacation. It was a big class reunion for me, so to speak. So I said to my friends, I was like, hey guys, let's do another ski trip. And I gave them choices. I was like, here's where I would go if we had the opportunity. But the one I pushed for two. I said, hey, why don't you just come out here to Las Vegas and then we'll just go up to Lee Canyon, which at that point was the Las Vegas ski and snowboard resort. It wasn't called Lee Canyon. I was like, we could do that, or we could do something completely different and go up to Tahoe. And my one friend's like, yeah, I'd love to go to Tahoe. I was like, yeah, no problem. We just have to plan it. We have to be careful. He's like, what do you mean, dude? He's like, we could totally ride that thing. And I was like, dude, and we were going to go up. I was like, dude, there's peaks at 10,000 feet. Like, there's lifts that take you up to 10,000 feet. We will die up there. We can't breathe up there. We are lowland people. Even though we hang out in the mountains, we don't hang out on 10,000-foot mountains. There are no 10,000-foot mountains over here. So, not that we got to go anyway. We didn't get to go anyway, but we did want to go up to Tahoe. Also, in Tahoe, that's where Melissa Joan Hart lives, and if I get to, by chance, run into her and get a picture and be really nerdy and fangirlish, then that would be kind of awesome. Let's see here. I live in the high desert, and Mammoth is still a few thousand feet up for me. Yeah, see, the high desert's awesome. Like, I love it up there. Las Vegas is higher than it is here. Like, the city of Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Strip is 2,200 feet above sea level. Then as you push out to the edge of the bowl, the edge, like the western edge of the city is 3,000 feet up, and then so on up the line as you go into the mountains. But I was okay with some of it, but man, getting, anytime I'd get up around 9,000, I've never been over 9,300 without getting, I get to between 9,000 and 9,300, I've gotten, altitude sick almost every time. So there you go. Let's see, Rob in the trailer. Yeah, I want to go check that trailer out. Want to head to Aspen Snowmass. Would love to do Aspen. Known many people have done Aspen. They love it. Tahoe, yep, as we were talking about. Breckenridge and Loveland Pass. Get a couple thousand feet higher than Mammoth. The parking lot is 10,000. Yes, Loveland gets up pretty high, and so, they all do. Yep, Squaw is very high, which might not be named Squaw very shortly. Squaw might be changing their name because of the racial issues that are going on in the world right now. I jumped out of a plane 11,000 feet. Yes, you did. And that's something I will never do. I'm good. I don't want to go up in a plane. I mean, I've been in a plane. I just don't like it, and I'm definitely not jumping out of it. So here's to all you guys who keep the summertime stoke alive by doing the old skydiving. I'm not doing that. I'll watch your GoPro footage on the way down. Let's see. Peak ache at Breck is 13. Yep. Here's the thing. There was someone I follow, Ski Rex Media follows on Instagram, and I was watching her stories one day. And they're road cycling out there 12,000, 13,000 feet up. And I can't imagine that. I just can't. I would die, I think. I would literally die. There are fatal altitude sickness complications, high altitude pulmonary or cerebral edema. And I think that would put me down. Not to be dramatic, but I'm just saying that's how big of my body doesn't like it. Cyclobenazine. Yes, I've heard of these drugs. Part of me wants to try them. I don't know. Some of them do worry me with their side effects, but I figure once I actually get out west to do it, I'll probably have one of those different drugs that they use to treat altitude sickness and just time it so I can stop. Like say I'm going to Colorado, definitely make sure I go into Denver first for a day or two. And then head up from there. You know what I mean? So that might be pretty cool. Going to be renamed Olympic Valley. A town is already named there. That's the theory. The Olympic Valley theory. Unless it has been confirmed. I saw it was on the Snowbrains article. They speculated the Olympic Valley thing. Or maybe it was confirmed and I read it wrong. But I saw it. They're thinking about changing it to Olympic Valley. I just don't know why. I just don't know why they. They're definitely not becoming Squaw Alpine. I don't know if you haven't seen it yet, Rochelle, but the racial issues that are going on in the country, people names are changing, products are going away. That's just part of that. There you go. Yeah, speculation. The town is Olympic. Yes, Valley. So yes, that's so that is a possibility. I don't know why they just I just don't know why they just don't call it all Alpine Meadows. Just get rid of the squaw signs, and just call it all Alpine Meadows. What is this? Oh no, I didn't tell you were wrong. I'm telling you that this is new and that it just changed. We all know that Squaw and Alpine Meadows go hand in hand. We all also know that... What do you mean, no way? Go look it up. Everybody's pissed off about race, and Squaw's now pandering to it. No, I didn't say they would not name it that. I said that's speculated. I don't know if they have decided it yet. That's what I said. If you're not going to pay attention, you're going to be put in the corner till the end of class. That's right. Oh, I'm not starting an argument. I'm telling you, this is what I read. They might name it, they might rename the mountain for the town. That's what Ryan said too. But I don't know if they're actually going to do it because you never know. The world changes so fast nowadays that everything that's going on in the country right now could change tomorrow, and then that might go away and no one will even think about it again. But my thing with it was, with their building the big lift between Squaw and Alpine, why not just call it all Alpine? I think it would just be easier, be cheaper, pay your people to pay your people to just go take down signs. So I don't know. But yeah, that might happen. So let's see here, but they're still it doesn't matter what it's called. It's still very high up. And that's what we were getting into. It really, and it's not that I didn't believe in altitude sickness. I just was like, why me? Why did I get it? Didn't make sense to me. But But then you read about it and you find out, anybody can get it. It doesn't matter how good a shape you're in. It doesn't matter, where you come from. It doesn't matter, if you come from, even if you come from one altitude, which is like, say, higher than me. Like I'm here at, I'm a little bit above sea level, and then you come from like a 3,000 place. You can still go up to like 7 or 8 or 9. And typically it happens after 8, you get up to 8 or 9 and you can still feel it even though you're starting at 3. So it's a very weird thing. I'm not see, Travis started feeling it in Denver and I felt it at 5,000 too. Absolutely. In fact, dude, I've told you this story about, on my way up to Mount Charleston, about 5,400, I started feeling it. So you definitely feel it. I'll take my yearly dose of low altitude Whistler. I would like to go to Whistler. I really would. I haven't explored a lot of Canada though. I think that's more why I would like to go. I really think I would like to just go explore Canada. Like I really would. I've never gotten to explore a lot of Canada. I've been to parts. I've driven through Quebec. On my way to upstate New York. A friend of mine and I went up through to go to upstate New York instead of going south and through to upstate New York. What is this? 3,000 foot, but 8,000 foot peak. Yeah, Whistler's not very high, which I think a lot of people think it is. I don't think it is. I think that's like people think that. I used to think that. I didn't realize it. It blew my mind how much more beer affected me. Yeah, the booze changes. I've heard. I've never gotten lit up at altitude, but I know people who have come down from altitude and can drink more. I don't know why. Obviously, there is some science behind it, but I don't know what it is. So but I don't drink anymore for that reason, because I don't want to feel weird shit like that either. I don't want to deal with that. No, my body stinks at some things anyway already. So half the mountain is above the tree line, so it looks high, but it's not. Oh, there you go. Perception of it. There you go. It is all above tree line. I just lost my train of thought. Sometimes when the live chat skips up one, I'm in thought, it catches my eye, and I'm trying to answer all that too and get out my thoughts. It's tricky sometimes, man. It's tricky, man. Run DMC style tricky. Half the mountain above tree line, so it looks high, but it's not. Exactly. It does look wicked high. Like, you get some of those good helicopter and drone shots from there. It's like, goddamn, man, that's friggin' looking like the Alps out there, and it's not. It's just not. It's just, it's lower than it's lower than stuff in the Rockies. It's lower than stuff in the Sierras. It's lower than all of them, man. So I would still like to go though. I think it could be fun. And again, it's just planning. 8,000 feet. I've been to 8,000 feet and been okay. I've been up to 9,000 feet and been okay. Maybe sluggish, but okay. But I can't get much above 9K. And once I get up there, man, it's almost guaranteed that if I keep going, I have problems getting down. And I don't even like driving through high altitudes anymore, man. Like you got to drive, driving out to Las Vegas, you got to go high altitude at least one way or most ways. The lowest altitude interstate way I found is I-10. I-10 doesn't get over 5,000. It gets to like 52-ish. 53-ish just on the east side of Tucson on the way out of Tucson. And then it comes right back down where, I-40, you have to go through Flagstaff. That's 76, and then I-70 obviously gets up to 12,000 through the tunnels. I-80 stays at over 8, hits, let's see, you get on I-80 just outside of Cheyenne, Wyoming, and it stays above 75 until you get to Utah. And, well, I-90 might be lower going I-90. I think you get, I forget. God, man, I I used to know all those actually, but that's just for my road trip and stuff. You get to sleep at 3,000. That's a big help. And I have some friends who can't sleep for crap at Breck because of the base for the village is so high. Absolutely, man. That stuff will kill your sleep. Now, I've never had the problem with the sleep because I've never like done camping at high altitude, nor have I stayed in a town that's up that high. Like I've never stayed overnight in Flagstaff. Say, like I have friends who stayed overnight in Flagstaff to go to the Grand Canyon, and they've said, man, even at just shy of 8K, man, it's a little weird. You feel a little weird, and you can't sleep all that well, and that's what it is. What else is going on here in the chat? We're down a viewer. Who left? Do we know who left? Who left? Everybody check back in. Plus, it'll also give me a second to gather my thoughts. I really did. I lost my train of thought through all that. How unprofessional is that, kids? No, as a winter daydream, I have daydreamed about doing the West and driving out there and definitely staying out there. Not just flying in and going because I would kick my ass. Yeah, Flagstaff is high, man. Flagstaff is high. It is cool to drive through, though, because once you go through, if you're going east to west, you hit Flagstaff first, and you go a little higher into like that high pine forest that the interstate goes through. That's just on the outside of Flagstaff. Is very cool. I think it's very good. Snowbowl sits at 8,500. Snowbowl is a pretty high one too, man. They're up there. That whole part of like Arizona and across into New Mexico is very high, much higher than I realized for a lot of it. When I first realized that the first time I ever went to New Mexico, I went to Fort Sumner, and I didn't realize it was Fort Grand up there. I didn't know that. It's very weird. So I what is this? Snowball 85. Who's it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know who left. I wasn't wrong. Just saying. Arizona, New Mexico. When I was in Houston for a couple of weeks in 2016, I actually did almost buy skis. I was down there. Trying to get my father's funeral done, and I had some downtime, and I ended up in a sports authority that was going out of business. So I walked in, and I'm looking around, and I got to the section, and they had skis out on the racks for clearance. Like, the store is closing clearance. Still a little pricey. Like, I think it just started, but, I was thinking, I was like, wouldn't mind having a new pair or two. And, and for store closing clearance, you really don't necessarily look at a brand name. You just try and get a deal. And I was looking, I was like, thinking maybe I should get a pair or two and then just ship them home, because I would have had to, because I had to bring my father's car back and it was already full of stuff. So let's see. There's a ski resort in China that sits at 15,000. So you're halfway up to the plains at that point. I don't think humans need to be that high on the ground even. Like, I don't like flying, and it's not because of a fear of heights. I just don't like doing it. But 15,000, man, you're now halfway up to the plane. You're halfway up to the friggin' plains. That is so high. That is so high. I've always said, I've always wanted to visit, Tiwanaku in Bolivia, Machu Picchu in Peru. These are towns. For Tiwanaku, you fly into La Paz, Bolivia. That airport's 11,000 and change. In Peru, you fly into the town there. That's about 11 and change. Now, the lucky thing is, if you can handle getting into the 11,000 and change flight, Machu Picchu is actually only at 88. So you get to come down a little, and that's pretty cool. But, that's pretty cool. But, man, these places are so high. You're only coming halfway down from an airplane. What is this? Top of the lift is almost 16,000 feet. Yeah, halfway up to the airplanes. You look up and you can see the rivets in the metal of the plane Nobody needs to be able to see that unless it's landing. And by landing, I mean landing like down here. Man, that is so high. I don't know if I could do it. I mean, obviously you can. Obviously, it's all a question of acclimation. So if you're dealing with altitude and you have altitude sickness, or you think you might get altitude sickness, or, you just don't like when your ears hurt for days on end, you just time it out the best you can. Go up nice and slow. In fact, I've always read that if you're like hiking at high altitudes and staying out there, don't try not to go more than 1,000 foot a day up, and then hike, go high but then sleep lower, and then keep, kind of do like a reverse leapfrog, I guess. They say that helps, and it probably does. I don't know. I've never done a long trip there, so it's been up there, check it all out, and come back down, or drive through. Like I said, I drove through Flagstaff. That was high. I drove through some town in New Mexico on my way to Roswell. I was going from Tucson to Roswell, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden I'm up to go start up this hill, and the hill just wouldn't stop, and it didn't stop for miles, and you crest up at the top, and it's kind of neat where I went, because you crest the top and there's an elevation sign. It said 76, I think, 76 and change, somewhere between 76 and 77. And at that 76 or 77 spot on the road, there's a fire department. I'm like, God, what's that like? Being a firefighter at altitude. What does fire burn like up there? Not that there's, it just because of the way the human body deals with it does fire. I mean, it kind of sounds stupid, but I think you know what I mean. But I've been wrong before. You know what I mean? Maybe people don't know what I mean. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. Where was I going to go with that? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, these high altitude places where you start high, there's places in South America that do that. Obviously, there's places here in North America that can do that. Very high up. And it's just the people who live there. That must be something. I wonder how weird that is to live there, be fine with it, because you are at that point. You're acclimated. If you live there, you spend every day there. You're acclimated. Then you come down for a week. Go on vacation, what have you, and then you go back, and there it is. Do you have to reacclimate? How long does it take? I don't really know. That's definitely not a winter daydream for me. Is daydreaming about altitude sickness. Definitely don't like that. But what do I know? I don't know much, as some people will attest to. So I don't know, man. We've been trying to talk about winter daydreaming, go completely off topic, but that's okay. Getting into that little heated bit about Squaw Valley. Yes, I know that the town they're thinking about. That's what we were talking about. Ryan and I think, is that they're talking about changing the name and renaming the mountain for the town. So there is that. I don't know if that was part of their winter daydream, having to change their name. The Sherpas in the Himalayas have higher red blood cell counts from generations of living at high altitude. It's funny that you bring that up, Ryan. There was a study that said people like those who have developed higher red blood cell counts, and the difference in the way oxygen affects us might, and with all the extra UV, might made it easier for them to deal with COVID-19. Less cases, easier to recover from those cases that were there. And that's one of the reasons right there. It was something in the blood count, the red blood. And I don't remember exactly what it was. Obviously not a medical professional, so the science of it kind of escaped me a little bit, but they said there was something to do with that. So those suckers are probably, incredibly immune to everything, man, up there. Big snow. Yeah, I kind of want Big Snow to open too, just to be able to get down there and do it and check it out, man. I really want to check that out, and I want to be able to work it out. And I like the idea of if in July I feel like going, then I can go. Let's see, what is this? Sometimes dream of beers on Grizzly's deck. Yeah, that would be fun too. I'd like to get a Stratton Day in this year, at least one. I haven't been there in a long time, and I like that place, you know. I like Mount Snow too, but I like Stratton as well, and I love Killington as well. We all know that, and you know, I want to hit a few places, man. I want to hit a couple places I've never gone. I've never been to Stowe. I'd like to hit that. Might go to Stowe tomorrow, not to go to the mountain, to go check out another waterfall for another off-season adventure, but I'm going to be over there, I think. You know, if I want to. Plastic Hill in Virginia. I do want to try the Plastic Hill in Virginia. That's 12 hours drive for me from right where I am. I checked it out already down there in Lynchburg. But I do want to try it. And again, that's also part of my curiosity. Some people all out and out dismiss it. Like we've talked to them, who just out and out dismissed it. Just dismissed it. And it's like, dude, it's just something different to try, man. I'd like to try it. I think that would be kind of awesome. Trav, you want to go down to Virginia and try it? We can go. You definitely have to make sure you have time, though. Like, I don't want to go down 12 hours to Virginia, do a session, and then drive 12 hours back that night. That sucks. That would suck. I don't want to do that. We're definitely sleeping somewhere. We can even do it cheap. Go camping down there, you know, if you wanted to. But if you want to go down there, we can go down there. I'm ready, you know. How about if I rent a condo in Virginia Beach? How far is Virginia Beach from Lynchburg, man? Is that far? Is that far? I don't know. I don't know Virginia's geography all that well. Virginia Beach is nowhere near Plastic Hill. And there you go. We'll go to Plastic Hill and then do something. I don't know. I mean, Virginia Beach is probably cool. Like I said, I've been to the beach. I like going to the beach sometimes. But if we're going to Plastic Hill, I'm going to plan for Plastic Hill. Stay overnight there and then drive back the next day. Although I do like history, and I know, if I'm not mistaken, Appomattox is not far from there. So I'd like to check that out. I think it's like within the hour. I don't know if that's right, though. I can't remember. We can head back to Ocean City, Maryland, and stay there. I don't think Ocean City's near Lynchburg either. But I've heard Ocean City is very cool. I've actually never been to Ocean City, Maryland. Everybody who tells me who's been there is like, dude, it's fucking cool. So I'm like, all right, I'll check it out one of these days. Haven't done it yet, but I will. Been to other parts of Maryland. I might as well get that one too. Isn't it odd how many places? I think about all the places have gone, and then realize that there's like I've gone places that other people just don't go. Like I've seen places people are like, I don't even know where that is. I'm like, it's right up the road. Like, you know, I've been to parts of Maryland. Well, the parts of Maryland actually I've been to are pretty frequented. What the hell was the name of the town? I forget the name of the town that we stayed in. It's one of the bigger towns. It's actually a small city right off the highway. I think it begins with an H, but we were down there and we ended up going to Antietam, the Antietam battlefield, and people go there a lot. So that's where I was. So people go there, but like I've never been to Ocean City. I've never been to Virginia Beach. And I've been, like I said, parts of Maryland, parts of Virginia. I've been to them. Never been to these places. Florida. I've been to places in Florida where people go, but I've never been to Orlando. A lot of people go to Orlando. I've never been there. Parts of Texas I've been to. I've been to Houston. A lot of people go there. I've been to other parts of Texas people never go to. Texas and New Mexico and Arizona and Nevada and all these other places. So Appomattox is close to Lynchburg. They are more western side of Virginia. Yes. Down I-81, I believe. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Down I-81. And I would definitely check that out. I do want to do Plastic Hill. That would be a great trip, man. From here. Like, let's see. If it's 12 hours from here, that means, Rob, it's got to be a good 8 for you. 8 or 9. That could be a good road trip, dude. You know, I think it would be, man. Yep, 81. See, I haven't lost it completely. I do know what I'm talking about a little bit on some things. I haven't lost it all, but I've lost some of it, but definitely not all of it. Um, 81, and that's easy for me to get to. In fact, I could actually get there, and it's like 3 hours from you. Could probably do it in 2 with that fancy Audi. Get that sucker moving. It's a little mini rocket race car, no? Little sport car. Yeah, that would be a fun trip to hit up that plastic hill. I'm curious to see how it feels under the skis. I'm curious to see what it's like to turn on. I'm curious to know what it feels like when you fall on it. Which may sound stupid, but not really so much that I want to take a dive on it just to find out. I just don't know. It's got to hurt, right? No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Isn't that something? Like it's a completely foreign thing to me. So I say we try it when we can. I'm pretty sure it's open. Actually, I can't say I know it's open, but I can say I think it's open, at least a little bit. And there's like a college right there too, but I don't think the students are there. 10 hours to Snowflex from here. Really? You can make Snowflex in 10 hours from Michigan? How are you closer to me? That's awesome. Actually, you know what? I also am thinking the 12 hours from here is the not going through New York and New Jersey and Baltimore and DC way. It's going around all that stuff, which adds about an hour-ish depending on the day you go or the time of day you go. The last 2 times I tried to drive south through New York City, man, was a friggin' nightmare. They've been working on the George Washington Bridge. One time it was an hour to get across the bridge. The time before that was 2 hours to get across the bridge. The bridge was backed up into Connecticut, and not like at the border of Connecticut. I'm like talking fucking into Connecticut. It was backed up, and it was like ridiculous. Got down there with a great time from here. Shot right down to Connecticut. I was actually on my way to the Meadowlands, believe it or not. Home of Big Snow American Dream, where the American Dream Complex is, and Giant Stadium. I get to drive through the middle of nowhere, Ohio, which I love to do. I love driving through the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and West Virginia to get there. I like driving through West Virginia, too. I do like driving through the middle of nowhere, Ohio. I really do like that, man. There's just nothing but me and trucks. Me, trucks, and a bunch of farmland. It's wonderful. Definitely wonderful driving through Ohio and Indiana and Illinois, for that matter. The southern part of Illinois. Going through Chicago stinks, but I've never gotten through Chicago quick either. In fact, I think that's like New York. It's always something under construction, so, takes a while. Yeah, I would love to do that. I would love, if we can do it at some point, I would love to go down to Plastic Hill, the Snowflex Hill. Like I said, for like me and Trav to do it, man, it would be shooting down 11, 12 hours. Again, avoiding the cities and, stay overnight and head, actually it'd probably be a 2-night stay, depending on when the session, because I think, do they do session time down there? Or is it just open? I can't remember. I looked at their website and was reading about it right before they opened up. And I can't remember if they're session style like Big Snow American Dream or if there's something else. I can't remember. But I think I would definitely like to go down, sleep, play around there, get to Appomattox if possible, and then come back on the 3rd day. So 1 day drive down, 1 day play on Plastic Hill, 1 day drive back. I think that would work out best. So 2 nights down, split a hotel room with somebody. Gas is getting back up there, but that's tolerable, I guess. Yeah, it'd be a fun drive, man. Driving down from here. I would love to do that. I would love to. I'm itching to get back on the road anyway, and now that I know a friend of mine has successfully drove across country and didn't pick up the COVID-19, I'm with it. I would love it. I really would. I don't interact with people anyway. I don't even go into restaurants typically. All right, that's not true. Depends on what kind of trip I'm doing as to whether or not I go into restaurants for eating while I'm driving. If I'm on a way to a place with a specific restaurant, was it my last? No. It was when I moved back east, my trip through Texas, my route was dependent on a barbecue place just south of Austin, where I could have very easily just stayed on the interstate and gone into Houston, which was my stopping point. I got off the interstate and drove through center Texas on 2-laners through towns to get to a specific barbecue joint. So, but I can live without that. In the days of COVID-19, I can live without that, I think. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun. Let's talk about that then at some point. Let's talk about going to the Plastic Hill. Food steers the course. It certainly does. Food does steer the course many times on many road trips. I've definitely gone. In fact, if you're all right, so if you like to check out food as often as you can and the good stuff, plan your trip according to Man vs. Food. Not with the second host, with the original host, Adam Richman. Plan your trips to that show. Like, know the cities you're going through or near, and then go on to the Travel Channel website. At least, I don't know if they still have the page up, because I don't even know if it's still a show now. I know Richmond stopped doing it and they got a new host, but the archived episodes were on it. Now, you couldn't watch them, but it had them like a written out version of them. And you could plan a trip around Man versus Food, man. And like, for instance, I was disappointed. I walked all around the French Quarter, not far from Bourbon Street. Well, obviously Bourbon Street's in the French Quarter, but I was exploring beyond Bourbon Street, and I was looking for a specific po' boy place, man, and I couldn't find it that I saw in that show, and I was getting so pissed. And as I thought I was starting to make, I thought I was starting to make some headway in the search, and it started raining again, and I was like, screw this, because that whole travel day was just shot because of rain, and I was sick of the rain, so I went back to the hotel. But yeah, man, Man vs. Plan for by Man vs. Food. What do we got here? Snowflex, $8 an hour. Oh, okay, so a per hour is what it is. I know, I could look all this stuff up too, and I'm just being lazy. I just don't do it. The place with the world's biggest hamburger on Man vs. Food is solid. Yeah, I've never been to that place, but I would totally go in there if I was going through there, because I planned from that show, because that show was amazing, and Adam Richman was awesome, and that barbecue joint that I went to in Texas, that was where I saw that. So I was like, you know what? That's where I'm going. And I went there, and I looked in the dining room, and it looked just like it looked on the show. And I sat down, and I ordered too much barbecue, and I ate till I couldn't, and they boxed it up. And then after about half hour or 40 minutes, maybe an hour, I was driving with my knee eating barbecue leftovers. So there you go. I don't know. It's down the street from work. We went there sometimes for happy hour. Hey, man. Get it, man. Like, just food is life. You know that. I know that. We all know that. And so plan that. But actually, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure there was a Man versus Food episode that had stuff in or around Lynchburg, Virginia. I think there might have been. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to start thinking about that trip, and I think you should all think about it too. Maybe we'll take the Ski Rex Media Show on the road if we can do it, but no promises either. I don't know if I'm up to traveling in COVID-19, but I really want to. And like I said, my friend has made it, so I'm pretty confident that I can make it too without picking it up. But I would like to try the Plastic Hill. And I mean, also, I don't know what the travel restrictions in Virginia are. Are there any? Do they not want out-of-staters down there? I don't know. Is that something? I don't know. And then if we go down there and just fib, I don't like lying, but, if I'm not asked, then I guess don't ask, don't tell, I guess. I don't know. Let's think about Snowflex. Trav, think about Snowflex. That's the Plastic Hill down there in Virginia. If you can get away for a couple days, I know you're busy a lot of the time, so if you can do that, maybe we'll do that. No travel restrictions in Virginia. Thank you, guys, and Robert as well. So there you go. Maybe we'll do that if we can do that. Don't wait. Don't wait for me, though. If you guys can get down there, check it out. Do a little recon. See how it is. If you happen to do it by yourself and you think it kind of sucks. If you think it kind of sucks, say like, it wasn't for me, but you might like it. If you absolutely know that it's stupid, then say, no, this is fucking stupid. Try it if you want to, but don't make it a priority. Then say that too. If you get there first, I don't know. Like I said, you never know. Big Snow might open next week, and then we all might be down there the next day. You never know. Might be down there skiing in there and seeing what it's like, which could be very awesome. It could be very, very awesome, which I would like to do. So it's 9:30. It's 9:30. We stayed with the same amount of concurrent viewers this time, so only one person left, and I didn't see the number jumping, which means my stream stayed steady and you all on the receiving end stayed steady, which is good. Nobody got bounced, nobody got booted, so that's pretty good too. So we had a good night, I think, of winter daydreaming, and I'm not even sure if we really talked about that. Now I'll have to go back through the replay and watch it and see what the hell we actually talked about. But keep your winter daydreaming alive. I think we're getting, 9:36. So I think we're going to close up for the night so we can start, winding down for the night, start to settle our evenings down, relax, and then maybe head to bed before 2 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been to bed before 2 o'clock in the morning in a while now. I've tried to. I've been in bed. I just don't fall asleep. And if I do, it's not very good. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm going to close it up, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. Think about Snowflex. Everybody keep it in mind. Keep an eye out on Ski Rex Media social media and skirexmedia.com. If I think we can do it, we'll do it. We'll take the ride down there and see what's the what. It could be fun. If I record something down there, then I guess I can write it off as a business expense. So there you go. If you don't, which I'm sure you all do, follow Ski Rex Media on social media. Please do that. You see that all under the Mount Snow poster on this side of the screen under my left arm. Follow on social media. Or if you want to support the show, and thanks to the wonderful support from all of you who have bought merch or are part of the our Patreon supporters, that's that's on this side. The social media is on this side, excuse me, and then the support the show through Patreon or merch. And because of that, because of the wonderful merch support and the wonderful Patreon support, you're going to see that the lackluster studio here, as soon as I get some deliveries from FedEx and UPS and from all over, is going to change and look a little bit. You're going to see the camera's going to change a little bit because we're going to have a dedicated camera in here that actually looks better than this one, hopefully. You're going to see a couple things change because of the support of the program. So thank you for those who do enjoy it and do love it. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here every week. Our friend Wisconsin Skier, thank you for subscribing new today, and being here for the program. And thank you everybody else who's here for the program. And we'll see if Rochelle's going to come back to the program. I guess she's pissed. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I'll see what that's all about. And, we'll do it again. We'll do it again next week. We'll come up with a new topic. Again, remember, I take requests. So if there's something you'd like to see come up on the program, we can talk about that. Also, Wednesday will be a new Ski Rex Media recorded podcast, as there is every week. It should be episode 45 or 46, I believe. And I'll put that up on Wednesday. And tomorrow is top post day, so check that out. Spoiler alert, the top post is I already know the top post for the week was the two kids who got suspended for using the racial slurs on social media, the two twin aerial guys, or freestyle guys. So there you go. Topic, lodge food. You want to talk about lodge food? We could talk food, dude. I actually have another idea. I don't know if I'm going to do it for a podcast or for a live stream. Probably a podcast, depending on what we can do for lights and electricity and streaming internet. I have an idea, but I don't know if we're going to do it. And I know you'll get a kick out of it, but it won't be so much the topic. It'll be the venue. I might try and do a live stream outside of Lackluster Studio 1 here, but not in Backyard Studio 2 on a completely different location. But we'll figure that out another day. So lodge food is a request. We could talk about lodge food, at least in part. It's kind of funny coming up with topics for the live stream, and the topics usually change throughout the program. So we could start there and see where we end up. As for me, I think for tonight, I'm going to jump off. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking it out. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys. Like I said, this one, the posts about this one were retweeted more than most by people who, I don't know if they were just trying to shamelessly plug, but they're getting the word out, so I'm all for it. Names I didn't recognize. I think there was, on the original one, there was 5 or 6 retweets or 4 or 5 retweets of the one post, and there was a couple names on there I didn't recognize. So thank you for spreading the word, man. We're getting the word out there. We're going to keep it growing, right? So with that, now I've tossed the pen. Let's all go ahead and have an excellent night. You guys have an excellent night. Have an excellent Sunday. Get outside tomorrow if you can. I'm going to try myself. And I will see you all on the next one next week, number 12, where we'll probably be talking about lodge food, at least for a few minutes. What do you say? All right, guys, have a good evening, and I will see you on the next one and during the week. Good night.